Welcome, everybody, to the 13 October 2025 edition of DAoC State of the Game, Blood Court District. Good to see you. Not sure who else is hanging out in chat, but thought we would say hello to those of you that are gracing us with your presence. I'm your host, Pronder Noor. If you didn't catch it over the weekend, we had a pretty busy one. A couple of Dark Age of Camelot 24th anniversary streams with a bunch of giveaways sponsored by Broadsword, and then quite entertaining. What's up, Rage? How you doing, man? Good to see you. But this will be the third episode of the State of the Game this year since I kicked it off, and joined tonight by an old friend of the game, Gracchus. He's going to be hanging out with us as well. So with that, we'll kick it off. We've still got the 24th anniversary celebration bonuses up. They will be running through the end of the month. We have a new segment called Ponder This. Again, we're going to be running the stats from the last week. And then we have Community Spotlight. And then another new segment called Tales by Torchlight. And then we'll wrap the episode up with suggestions. So still got the 24th anniversary bonuses up. They'll be active until November 3rd, 2025. The Uwayne server is showing 100% RP bonus to RPs gained from RBR kills and 100% bonus to normal XP gain in all classic zones and dungeons. The Gahara server has a 100% bonus to normal XP gain in all classic zones and dungeons, and 100% bonus to normal RP gain in the capital cities. In each capital city, there's a 40% bonus to crafting speed, 20% bonus to crafting skill gain, and in all housing zones, there's a 20% bonus to crafting speed and a 10% bonus to crafting skill gain. If you want to order, Chris, you can.
Yeah, what's up, Chris? Yes, in person.
Bedrock, you were supposed to bring the pizza, man. Did you not get the memo? Come on. So, new section called Ponder This. So this is going to be my rants about whatever happens to come up. Everybody always gives me hell for my name of Ponder, so I was like, whatever, fuck it, we'll just call it Ponder This. And with some recent activities going on, I thought that the rules of conduct might be a good topic. Just to kind of clear the air on what they are and whatnot. But the link, darkageofcamelot.com/rules-conduct. The one that I'm going to speak about specifically is number 12. The player may not use the DAoC services to abuse or exploit bugs, undocumented features, design errors, or problems in the game, collectively referred to as problems. Player acknowledges and agrees to report all problems, errors, or bugs in the game to Broadsword as soon as they are found, as their continued use can damage the enjoyment of the game for all its players. Broadsword will do everything within their power to fix these types of issues in a timely manner, and will give all customers the benefit of the doubt when dealing with these problems. So that's the rule. And then everybody in Discord has been absolutely blowing up. Well, that's the rule, sure, whatever. How do we know what they're actually going to do with it? Well, fortunately for us, they actually have their disciplinary policy posted. And they tell us what's going to happen if you've never gotten caught with your shorts down, and what happens if you have been caught before. And so the first part says, exploitation of bugs or game anomalies. Account does not have any previous exploitation marks, and intent to exploit cannot be proven. The punishment could be a warning up to a banishment can be used to resolve these issues. This is dependent upon the severity of the issue and any previous violations. Followed by exploitation of bugs or game anomalies. Account has previous exploitation marks or multiple other marks, or intent to exploit can be proven. Suspension or banishment will occur based on the severity of the issue. So what does this mean to me when I read it? Especially looking at the news of the last week, and people have self-admitted in Discord that, yeah, I got caught or whatever. It's pretty plain, and these rules have been the same since Broadsword took over operation of the game. I'm not really sure what the question is, or if people can't read, or they're lazy, or what, but if you get caught cheating, you deserve to be punished. We're all at the mercy of what Broadsword has implemented to make that happen, and it should be absolutely no surprise when someone does get caught literally red-handed that they get banned, whether it's a tune, whether it's an account, whatever. And they say that it may have, the punishment will vary based on the severity of the issue. So to me, it's pretty straightforward on the fact that this is what's going to happen if you get caught being stupid. So that's my ponder this for this week. Moving forward, we have this week's numbers. Excedio refreshed last night, just like it does every week. And the Wayne character population. So we don't have a way to track individual players. We can only track individual tunes. And this week there was a negative 1.83% decrease in total tune population that was tagged on Excedio. Alb had 630 with a 14% decrease. Hib had 473 with a 7% decrease. Mid had 510 with a 9% decrease. So not huge numbers, but also kind of, to be honest, sad to see considering gifts were up. It's the 24th anniversary of the game, and we still see a decrease in people, even though one of the things that normally brings folks back did not actually see an increase in action. And as Bloodcore mentioned in chat, the event has not really been hit either, and that's just I believe it just wrapped up today, if not tomorrow. Yeah, they've got to get at least one RP to count as a population in Excedio. So there could have been hundreds of thousands of tunes that logged in for all we know to pick up gifts, but that's all they did. They didn't play the game in the frontiers. They just came and got their presents and went back to whatever else they were doing. So this looks a little bit different than last week. There's a new top 10 RPs all-time list with Zonia Blade leading the charge with 837 million RPs, followed up by Baby at 720 million, and so on. You got MWIM down at 522 million, Woo Woo Shoo at 515 million, FYI at 509 million, Heroes at 493 million, Raven Thrones at 406 million, Taos Frosty is at 384 million, Homelander is at 364 million, and Gelgad is at 361 million. Pretty big difference between number 1 to number 10 in disparity, and interesting to see.
I see a Rooney in the top 10, though.
Yeah, it is very nice to see a Rune Master crawling its way up there. As two Rooney sitting in front of you right now. Top RPs last week. This didn't really change that much. There's a few new names on it, but again, Zonia Blade out there being busy with 12 million RPs this last week. Certs with 10 million, MWIM right behind it. Zerts was at 10.2 million, MWIM's at 10.1, Lithius is at 9.7, Jax Pally at 9.6, Baby at almost 9.2, Theorana at 8.7, DevBeat at 8.6, Hirol at 8.2, and Barden Blitz at 7.9 million RPs earned last week. And a Hunter and a Shadow Blade is the top two, and interesting to see that trend continue. Top 10 kills. So this is people that were 2 or more characters in a group. Number one, we had Mr. Bozzy with 914 kills last week for 7.4 million RPs. Keefs was at 782 kills with 6.4 million RPs. Frosty Flakes was at 705 kills with 6.9 million RPs. Sparks was at 576 kills with 7.9 million RPs. Dropout was at 569 kills with 4.4 million RPs. Jack's Pally was at 523 kills with 9.6 million RPs. Roundhauser was at 510 kills with 3.7 million RPs. Baby was at 420 kills with 9.1 million RPs. Empath was at also 420 kills with 6.6 million RPs. Wrapping up with Tika Bard at 414 kills with 7.7 million RPs. Top 10 death blows last week. Mr. Bozzy was number one with 206 death blows with 7.4 million RPs. I'm going to call that Neilda was at 125 death blows with 5.5 million RPs. Something? Abel, I don't know. You were in Germany, not me. Bless you was at number 3 with 122 death blows with 4.4 million RPs. Lord Findor was at number 4 with 109 death blows with 4.3 million RPs. Dropout XXX was at 99 death blows with 4.4 million RPs. Yasipi was at 96 death blows with 1.9 million RPs. Thulsadum was at 86 death blows with 3.5, almost 3.6 million RPs. Ugly was at 86 death blows as well with 2.9 million RPs. Antonius Proximo creeping up the list at number 79, 2.6 million RPs, and Sparks at 76, 7.9 million. And if I'm on here and I screw up how to pronounce your name, tell me how to pronounce it and I'll do it right from here on out. I'm just doing the best I can with my Texas talk. Top 10 solo kills last week. You had Yasipi with 89 solo kills for 1.9 million RPs. Antonius Proximo chasing him slightly at 72 solo kills with 2.6 million RPs. Lord Fender at 61 with 4.3 million RPs. Vicomtessa at 53 with 833,000 RPs. Bless You at 50 with 4.4 million RPs. Smilodox at 48 with 1.7 million. Schnitzy at 36 with 1.2 million. Ugly at 35 with 2.9 million. BRB Reset at 33 with 1 million. And Violet Push tied with 33 for 991,000 RPs last week. And of the solo kills, number 1 is a Rune Master. So a little bit of here's some cheers to that.
That's actually fantastic.
Yes, Rune Master at number 1. I'll drink.
That's amazing.
And then 2 Nightshades, 2 Imps, and a Shadow Blade in the list as well. So lots of solo stealthers doing their thing. Top 10 deaths. This is always a fun slide. Cabaret Champagne, I guess, with 303 deaths coming in at top. Lord Findor with 93. Sparks at 70. Lithius with 68. Dropout at 61. Huktazaka at 57. Thulsadum at 55. Danielson at 55. Moy at 55 as well. And Jack's Pally at 54. And yeah, I know Vicon's pushing for Lone Slayer. That's awesome. I wish him luck. I'm sure he'll get there. Dude's a flipping animal. And then top 10 guilds all time. This looks very similar to last week's list. Number 1 being Legend from Albion. Number 2 being, how would you say that?
Porto de Valds.
Yes, from Hib. Number 3 being Ace of Truar from Midgard. Number 4, Barons of Brutality, also from Midgard. Legendary Angels, also from Midgard. Chaotic Incarnation from Midgard. Fellowship of Albion from Albion, Shadow Brothers from Albion, Last Line from Midgard, and Upon a Pale Horse from Albion. Top 10 guilds last week. We had number one with Legend with 43 million realm points from Albion. Dragon Peace at number 2 with 36 million realm points, also from Albion. Number 3 was Fellowship of Albion, 36 million, also from Albion. Hutter de Waltz, I don't know, 31.7 million from Hibernia. Yeah, laugh it up.
Close enough.
Last Line with 21.9 million from Midgard. Jade Angel, 21.1 million from Hibernia.
They say Vacta de Harmony.
Something like that. From Hibernia at number 7 with 20.7 million.
I will not murder the French language and try to pronounce that one. Not doing it.
The Guardians of Nazareth at 18.6 million from Hibernia. Gherkin Troop with 17.7 from Midgard, and the Wolfsren of Midgard at 17.7 as well, rounding out the top 10. I'm going to have to go ask Google how to pronounce all these, and I'll probably still butcher it, but next week maybe I'll be more prepared. All right, Gaheris, the PvE co-op server, top RPs last week. This is a bunch of different names. Number 1 came in with Shaga at 189 million. Zilly at number 2 with 48 million. Faceburn with 38 million at number 3. Number 4 was Glitch Golem at 33 million. Number 5 was Nedralic at 27 million. Number 6 was Estro Dancer at 25 million. Number 7 is Rise with 23 million. Number 8 was Angel of Darkness with 23 million as well. Number 9 was Blood Nymph with 22.9 million. And number 10 with Cold Swing at 19.8 million. No rings on that, so sad face.
PvE, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
Speaking of PvE, there are still the same 43 max cap characters on Gaheris with 2,147,483,647 realm points each, because that's as high as you can go in the game. Yes, I'm on there.
Believe it.
Top 10 RPs not capped. So number 44 overall on the server, but number 1 not being capped at 2 billion and change. Number 1 is Implode with 1,042 million. Demi-War at 818 million. Swiffy at 703 million. Drew David at 523 million. Tonka Wizzy at 484 million. Sensation at 428 million. Truska at 420 million, Tonka's Chanter at 409 million, Explode at 401 million, and Grimtooth rounding out the top 10 at 399.6 million. Community Spotlight. So I mentioned this briefly earlier, but over the weekend we had a couple of things that happened, one of which being the In Memoriam March of all 3 realms for Storejaw Open Book, who passed away last month, hosted by Fifth from Legendary Angels. It was a really good turnout. I'll drop the link in chat if you missed it, so that folks that are interested can go catch the YouTube stream. We had live audio from Discord of lots of his friends from in-game, and there were some really touching moments during that memorial, where everybody marched out to his favorite place. And then we also had a couple of 24th anniversary streams on Friday night and Saturday night. The Saturday night stream had a guest appearance from Baben. She hung out with us, I think, at 3 o'clock in the morning, her time, for about 45 minutes to an hour. Lots of giveaways, game time cards, and mithril codes that Broadsword handed out. We even brought the Wheel of Loot back, which Volcom won, and he got a BP trophy of his choice. So that was cool to see the community rallying around the folks for Open Book, and then also a little bit of a different thing for the 24th anniversary as I led 2 streams taking a look back at the last 24 years of DAoC. So up next, we have a new segment we're calling Tales by Torchlight. And my buddy Gracchus is here with me in person. And I thought it would be interesting to interview him and kind of get his thoughts on his memories of the game. You can all blame him for bringing me to the game. So whether you love me or not, it's his fault. Yeah. He was my first roommate after I moved out of the dorms in the Air Force. And I very quickly got way too deep over my head trying to level to 50 on a room master out there killing trees, and took forever, and finally dinged in DF after like 6 months of a really hard push. But he was my GM in Muspel Wind on Midgard K. Way too many good memories to bore everybody with, but we had an absolutely amazing time. The years it's been what, 23 years now?
Yeah, man. Yeah, we counted that up yesterday. Yeah.
So it's great to have him here, and it was awesome of him to agree to come out and chat with everybody tonight. So I'll put together a couple of questions that he's been gracious enough to roll through with us, and we'll go from there. So, what first brought you to Dark Age of Camelot, and do you remember the moment you first stepped into the realm you would call home?
Yeah, it's funny. The first thing that after I made up my name, and I'd use Gracchus for all the way back to Muds to date me, if you will, and serverless realm servers. I'm like, what is this? I have no idea. All of these names, I can see Lancelot, I can see Percival, and all the standard Arthur games. K for some reason stuck out at me because it was the shortest server name, so I just picked K and hit go. So that was my decision process at the time. As far as the realm choice, Midgard, that's obviously there's no better realm. That's an easy one. But my first character was a warrior. What I call him, Malthainor. Man, I don't think that guy ever got above level 20. He ended up being my armor crafter. I just, when I got to Muspelheim and I started trying to kill mobs there, he just kind of slowed down. So I re-rolled Runemaster, Gracchus, and that was it. I was just absolutely plowing down mobs, and as soon as I got spears, that sealed the deal for me. Yeah.
When you think back to your early days, what is the one memory that still burns the brightest?
Oh man, that's hard to. Early days are hard to categorize because a larger part of the other than GMing, that was a cool thing. Getting into alliances with Fury at the time, who was the biggest Midgard RVR guild, that was helpful. Once we got into RVR, I think actually getting into RVR and being successful was a better memory. And I started zerging. Like I was a Rooney. I dropped spears and hammers, go burr, and RPs come to us. So had a lot of fun running with that alliance. Drama notwithstanding, this is a blast. Getting into 8v8 though was like that actually was really fun. Finally getting in there with Nick and Dusty. I cannot remember their two names, but getting invited, these guys were like, the 8v8 had just kind of started as a thing, and they dragged me to Hibb's spawn zone, and we just kept rolling people that came through the gates. So the griefing piece was actually kind of fun because I had been griefed so many times as a Rooney, trying to walk out and getting absolutely like pummeled. So it was nice to give back finally with a good group of folks. I can't not say this. Further along, and I'm saying this, I didn't say this, Chris, because it says early days, but getting into reverse entry and joining up with Destrig and continuing the 8v8 madness was also like that wasn't early, that was about mid, if you will.
experience and legacy perspective for the Flame of Battle segment. That would be awesome, dude. I'd love to have them. Every hero's path has moments of triumph and heartbreak. What's one moment in DAoC that defined your journey for better or worse?
Better would be, I kind of already hit on that. Getting into the 8v8 scene, that was that actually rekindled my interest in the game itself. The strategy, especially when we had a good leader, and being able to discuss tactics, getting tips from some of the other casters that had. Me simple man, I target face and nuke, right? Not thinking about, man, all the terms are hard for me to come back to, but running back and just dragging tanks away, and finally they decide screw you, I'm going to go back to the group and then nuke their backs. Like, just simple tic tacs. That was the nice part for me. Heartbreaks, man. Too much drama to discuss on stream. I'm gonna mulligan that one.
Fair. Maybe that one's over a beer next time we see District.
Yeah.
He probably already knows the stories, but they're still fun to tell. You kind of touched on this a little bit already, but who are the players, guilds, or rivals who made your story unforgettable?
Yeah, outside of District, Nick Dusty and the other crew that I ran with, I'm always going to call her Safi Rez. Sapphire Eyes, I think she was what she wanted it to be, her name to be called. She was the healer for Fury, the main healer.
Yeah, but we all just called her Daffy.
What was the GM's name? It was like Lion or something like that. Yeah. A lot of good dudes were on there. Not many people left from K, unfortunately. Oh man, I will answer your questions in just a moment, sir. Rivals, how can you not say Kazar? That's, that's in anything from Zerg Warfare to the bombing that we would do, especially when Warlocks started coming in, man, rolling through and just spamming the screen with kills and all those RPs, man. That was fun.
I think when I started back after a 7-year break in 2020, people were still talking about Khazar.
Yeah.
If you could relive one day in the frontiers, any battle, siege, or relic raid, what would it be and why?
So this was a funny one. I was running around with Nick Dusty and Bushka from Knights of Ni, and I think Shasiki was in there. We were camping out by E-Main Gate, and Bushka said, "Gracchus, I'm gonna ask you to do something you should not ever do as a Rooney. When we jump this group, I want you to stay in my belly." Bushka being the troll warrior that he was, and the grapple was a grapple realm ability,
yeah,
right? Being what it was, it kind of newly implemented. We were just now getting all of the new skill sets from all of those realm abilities. He said, "Dude, stay in my belly, don't poke out, and we are going to win." So we hit a group. They start their attacks, whatever. Bushka's he's bodyguarding me and he's grappling people. I am just like I am turreting fucking everything. Sorry if can we curse on stream?
Yeah, that's
okay. I am turreting everything, and I know people are looking around like, where the hell is the Rooney at? Why are people getting smoked? They like, and not everybody tab targets, right? We're not all necessarily guilty of that, but the fact that I was hiding inside of a big old troll belly and nobody could click me as they saw my staff wave around a little bit, and they couldn't get to me because I was BG'd like that. Man, that was a fantastic memory. To District's point, he has some fantastic points of my point of view, things that I started messing around with fraps. I had some music playing in the background just because I wanted to listen to music while I was RVR, and way too many with reverse entry to really kind of pick a specific one. But doing something cool and unique with realm abilities that had just got released with Bushka, doing the Bushka in the belly thing, that was awesome.
You want to touch on his questions real quick for me?
Yes. Okay, sir.
First one is number 1 from District. Gracchus, when was the last time you played?
It's been a little bit. It's been a little bit. Few years, I'd say. I think the last time we did it was actually you invited me to a Caledonia event. Dude, I had a fucking blast in that. That was awesome because I got to try classes that I knew how to play, but I didn't necessarily think I was good at. I think I sorked on that one, and it was fun. Like, I hate leading groups. I'm not doing that, but like, it was actually kind of fun to lead around a sork group and CC folks in Cal. It was awesome.
The Caledonia events are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And people enjoy them so much that basically there was a riot because there wasn't at least a month's notice so that people could plan to take off work.
And I think what was successful to that is that everybody was more on the same kind of level. Obviously, I'm not going to go against an R14. So the deaths thing is a perfect example that Trey had here. The 303 deaths by the realm rank 6 chanter, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, no duh. He doesn't have the RAs to deal and mitigate damage and survive. So having that even playing field every once in a while like that probably was why I kept coming back and kept playing nightly.
Yeah. And then question 2 from District. Gracchus, even though it's been forever, would you still be able to give a detailed tour of the entire Midgard mainland and quest locations?
Absolutely not. All I remember is after Jordheim, I got to go north. Muspelheim was like to the northeast or something like that. Frontier was to the north. I think I knew old Frontiers better than any of the PvE zones, man. Like when Trey said trees, was like, oh yeah, I forgot about those. Yeah. And of course, nowadays I don't think all of the old spots are really worthwhile anymore with channers and warlocks and all that doing big pull power levels. So,
and nobody power levels anymore anyway. They just either go find a 50 token on the market or a 35 token, or just runs the quest after they get a 35 token and 2 hours later they're 50. You really wasted less of your long-term memory on this.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
All right. Stepping away, the dimming lights. Every journey has a turning point. What made you step away from DAoC?
First time was WoW. That was, of course. Fury all left. They formed a guild called Schism on Thunderlord of all servers. Decided they were going to go the Albion realm of Alliance. I called it the Albion realm at the time. So the more succinct answer is that it was the people that kind of went towards that. There was plenty of stuff to do in DAoC still when WoW dropped, but like it's really hard to ignore the vastness, everything that WoW kind of brought to the table.
And I remember sitting in our gaming room because we were still roommates at the time and playing the WoW beta together and rolling over there with Schism and the fun that we had there. And there was just an absolute huge draw for that. And somehow you got sucked into that wagon and I didn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what the catch wasn't for me. It just never has. That's a game that never, for me, I never caught the hook.
I'll be really honest. As a caster main, I rolled Warlock. Yeah, I definitely rolled Warlock. Not having to worry about being interrupted when somebody sneezed at you was kind of, that was a large draw for me. Sure, it backed up your cast window a little bit, but
you still finished it.
Yeah, you still got to finish your cast.
Yeah.
That's unique to DAoC, I think, or maybe not unique, but it's. I don't think a lot of games these days employ the you're interrupted mechanic anymore with casting.
There's not a hard CC in many games anymore.
Yeah,
I honestly don't. I can't think of another game that there is one in that I've ever played, to be honest. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. But for me, that was kind of a draw towards DAoC because it required more skill.
Totally valid point. Absolutely right. Yeah, your tactics change completely if you can still continue a cast. If DAoC were to implement something like that, I think that it would be absolute chaos, and probably everybody would be rolling caster classes at that point.
I mean, it's basically mock.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Full-time mock. Yeah.
So if or when you look at the game now, do you feel it's changed, or have we, the players, changed more?
I mean, obviously it's, I would say more the players, because I don't know anybody anymore outside of District and you. MMOs, this is nothing that's listening to this is going to think this is a new epiphany. It's the players that make the game, right? So when you change the game for the better, that's great, but like if it doesn't keep the players hooked and they leave, well, so much is the worst. Like it repeats ad infinitum. For example, I quit WoW several times over the last, when it released, 2004, over the last almost 20 years. 20 years, yeah.
21.
I just quit again, I don't know, 8 months ago, something like that. Like mid like actual, and I'm not going to make this a wild thing, I promise, guys. Like mid like actual good X-Pack, I just like, man, I don't know. I'm just not drawn anymore. I had a small, really tight group of friends. I still do. We now tend to play a bunch of different games now, and it's a little ADD because some of the guys like to go and they have more time than me, so they go to different games and pop. For the game, though, the game itself though looks really good. When I got into the Caledonia event, a lot of the old kind of reflexes kept. I got used to the interrupt mechanic again fairly quickly, and the thing that you had described about the graphic increases, like rolling through all of that other extra stuff that you had to do to make it look good. When you're playing on the stream, man, it looks really, really good. I did not try that, so it looked like 2001 DAoC, right?
Yeah. Follow-on question. If Broadsword or the community could reignite your passion to play the game, what might that spark look like? If it could even be done.
Yeah, it could. It's a hard confluence of real life allowing me the time to, first of all, like a lot of the obvious stuff, real life obvious, the people obvious. When I did join the Cal event, I got invited to a whole bunch of Discord servers, which was awesome. Upon a Pale Horse is actually one of them. I still have them on my Discord list, although they're a little bit down on the bottom a little bit. The people, though, have been nothing but fantastic for and welcoming new people in. I'm really happy to see that. So it's not necessarily, I mean, it may not necessarily be something that you have to dig into the player code for. I don't think you guys, and I say you guys because I'm not actively playing, have an issue with community or interacting. It's just, it's really tough to sell a game that's 24 years old. What happened to DAoC 2? The fact that the 3-realm thing, man, it should, if we ever had a full refresh of the game and it was a new release and all of the, the hype and the advertisements and all that stuff, like advertise brand new game, 3 realms. As soon as people started and they get something that is brought to like more current technology, interface wise and graphics and all that, and it's a 3-realm game, the people that PvP and WoW would probably jump there pretty quickly, especially the Battlegrounds dudes. The 3rd realm is and the way that plays, 2 against 1, when Albion is super good, then Hib and Mid are blasting away at their keeps like that. That drew in a lot of more casual players as well that intended to stick around, I think, too. So sorry to make a short answer long. DAoC 2.
So is that a needs tech updates and UI updates and things like that, or do you think just a fresh start with the current patch level of the game as it is, but somewhere new? what do you think that could do if Broadsword ever decided to do that for real? Because they've teased it for a decade. It's just never actually happened.
I don't feel necessarily qualified to answer it well because I haven't played lately.
Yeah.
But I could. I mean, pick one. Obviously, if it's a 2, like full wipe, everybody levels up. Like maybe implement some stuff. Like take some of the old Blizzard chutzpah, if you want to call it that, and copy all the cool stuff from other games that would work with DAoC. You know, and I'm not going to draw any off the top of my head, but like. Some of the things that some of the reason that Blizzard has been so successful is that they take the best of other competitive games and roll it into theirs.
Yeah. We've seen, even within the DAoC community, we've seen that a little bit with the free shards that pop up.
Yep.
And then Broadsword will very obviously see what worked and what didn't on that particular shard. And then in some cases, they'll implement what that shard stole from them. They'll take that stolen idea that was tweaked and they'll re-implement it back into live. I think Madrum even wrote an article about it a couple of years ago, but I honestly thought it was kind of cool that they were willing to take ideas that were proven to work with the technology and figure out how to make it work. You know, we talked about this a little bit, but the back end of the game's been around for 35 years. It started off as Tempest in the 90s. So it's not as cut and dry as let's just go cut some spaghetti open and make it happen. But I think that it's been good that they have tried to figure out things that they can do. And like one of the cool things that they've done in the last couple of years specifically that I like is auto-renewing RBR quests. That's a new thing.
Oh.
So when you go complete your kills or whatever for the quest that you get in the Relic Town, it auto-renews now. So you don't have to make a trip all the way back to go kill some more. You can just keep on your rampage and keep on trucking. And they do have some quests that they've done where the first time you have to turn it in and then get it again because there's an actual reward that the game is just too old to automatically drop into your inventory and not break something. But I thought that was a cool addition.
I would say as if that was used in a reasonable like little bits and stuff, because if you remove all of the white space, then it feels like a literal treadmill, and then the interest wanes because of that too. See, wow, right? Yeah. Like I don't know, I've got 77 different quests I'm on, and I just clicked on this guy and I completed a quest I didn't even know I had. Great, you know.
Yeah. And then there's also the hard cap. You can only have, I think it's 26 quests, and then your journal's full.
Right.
And
yeah.
So you have to worry about managing that as well.
Yep.
The final ember, reflection. If you could send one message to the next generation of players discovering DAoC for the first time, what would you tell them?
Besides rolling a Rooney. Obvious.
Fair.
Keep at it. Like, jump into Discord, I would say. The people make the game. Sorry for saying it 3 times this stream, but it's like that's it. If you it seems to me, having been able to experience DAoC in its spotlight and the limelight, and then coming back as like a kind of an absolute unknown, and still getting into groups was really nice. Obviously, having buddies like District still kind of pulling me into it and getting me roped into some good fights was helpful. But you know how many people sit at E-Man or sit at Yggdra or whatever and are, you know, LFG, and that, you know, you see them spamming it for 30 minutes. I mean, it's the people. The Discord / vent / TeamSpeak, etc. Seems to be the way to go now for any kind of group composition, group makeup, group invites. So find a Discord and jump in it and say, hey, I have no idea what I'm doing this game. Somebody help.
I really wish that Broadsword themselves would link to the official discord.gg/DAoC in the login message of the game and put it on the actual login screen. Because if somebody installs the game today, they have no idea there is an entire Discord community of over 9,000 people willing to try to help them. And don't get me wrong, there's probably a dozen of us that are actively trying to help brand new players and stuff like that. But I think it would be nice if one of the things you see when you go log in, hey, check out our Discord. Like, it seems to me like advertisement 101 in today's world, regardless of what kind of game it is. But why we haven't seen that yet, I'm not quite certain. And last question that was prepared is, what torch do you hope to pass on? Who would you like to see as the next guest of the Flame on Tales by Torchlight?
District, get on here, man. I've said his name a lot of times, but he has a charisma and an enthusiasm for the game that makes you want to play. And to get his perspective on some of these questions or other questions, more specifically towards our VR grouping and all that stuff, would probably be not a bad pick. And again, I have a very small subset of people that I know that I could still pick on to ask for a guest.
Fair.
So yeah,
you can't really tell me to interview myself.
No. Yeah, or get Kassar on here. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up our Tales by Torchlight. Thanks, Rackus, for agreeing to hang out tonight. That was really awesome of you. Appreciate it. If you got any suggestions for the state of the game, you can go to http://sotgideas.prondernor.com, and it will redirect you to a Google form, and you can let me know if you're interested or have ideas, or if you'd like to be considered for an interview, or if you think this sucks or whatever. You can tell me all of those things. We also have a new feature that Broadsword put into the official Discord this last weekend that we were given permission to use. They created a Discord stage for streams, and we tested it out specifically with Baven Saturday night in the stream, and she joined us. And so we can have anybody that has Discord jump into an audio chat now. You don't have to set up Twitch or any of that silly stuff. If you got Discord and a mic and you want to come on and chat, we can start making that happen. So it makes it much more accessible. And I like that it also points at the official Discord. So, like, I'm not trying to tell you to go to Pronder's Discord or something like that to get plugged into this stuff. I'm trying to point people at the game, not at me. So I thought that was really awesome that Broadsword rolled that feature out. District, did you have anything else you wanted to ask our buddy? Hell yeah, dude. We'll play him up. We'll link him in Discord.
And he's very subtly trying to get me to play again.
There's no subtleness about it.
Thanks, dude.
If he could reach through the screen and make you log in right now, he probably would.
See, here's the problem. If I start, then his wife will not be happy with me. I finally met her, and I want to stay in her good graces.
That's fair. That's the unspoken rule of why we all don't play more than we do.
Mm-hmm.
Family.
Yep. Oh, heavy question.
I mean, it's you look at even the streams that I hosted over this weekend. My daughter's popped in multiple times. My 10-year-old said happy 24th birthday like 8 different times, because wishing things happy birthday is one of her favorite things in the world to do. They also wanted to know when can they start streaming, and I said, well, when are you going to start playing Dark Age of Camelot? They looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah, it's not Roblox, so
exactly. The graphics are actually better than Roblox. And Minecraft.
Full agree. Do you guys think you're addicts? No, man, I can quit anytime I want.
I quit smoking, but I haven't quit DAoC, so I must be.
Yeah, no, that's valid, man. Like the player base, I don't know if there are stats on age, but I expect that a larger portion of the people that are still playing started playing 20 years ago. So life gets in the way sometimes. And how do you draw new people again? Like that's a really super difficult question to answer. Yeah.
It's hard to have a game like this that requires a time investment to get up and running, that also attracts casual players, and then also depend entirely on the community to feed those casual players. Because even today with bounty crafting and all of that, and like we've talked about this in official Discord a few times in chats, if you were a brand new player, I could get you set up level 50, templated, the whole 9 yards in about an hour.
But you lose so much experience of the game.
Yep. You wouldn't know how to play.
No.
You wouldn't know what buttons to click. You wouldn't be able to spell your class. Yep. And because, in my opinion, removing the need to do PvE on Uane has come full circle now to where all you do is PvE and New Frontiers and kill doppelgangers because there are no flipping players left. And I think it was a slippery slope that kind of took us down that road. I don't know, short of DAoC 2.0 or a new server or something, how you fix that problem. Because you've got the great RP giveaway of the last year with the Lilith events where you literally had people that could hit realm rank 12 in like a day or two of being sweaty.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never got to rank 12, and well, to be fair, wow.
Yeah.
I think I got to 11 L5 or something like that. That was
You're 9L something on Gracchus.
Oh, gosh.
I'm 11 L5 on Prouder, and I still play. That's how sad my play time is.
Yeah. Okay, take the how about this for an idea? Smash a couple of your concepts that you just described together. Open up a PvE zone for RVR. Like, go to Muspelheim and RVR around the giants and everything, and crank those mob levels way up to make it dangerous to walk around, and if you're stealthy, to actually pull somebody out of start attacking somebody. Oh crap, there's a fire giant behind me, or whatever. Like if they could figure out a way to make it I'm not saying like they can run from the frontier gates over to the zone, but like make it a teleporter guy, make a copy pasta of the zone with super jacked mobs, and everybody can go in and blast.
Yeah. And Velcom just said in chat, he said 9L5, that's like 3 to 4 hours in a Lilith event.
Bro, you're making me.
We've got to educate him on what a Lilith event is, because he missed out on that. So
man, it was like 14 years of my life. You're telling me you can get it done in like 3 to 4 hours. That's so sad.
But they're not going to get your stats, your kill stats.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
You got over, I think, 30,000 kills. You can get that now with like 2,000 kills. It's ridiculous. We're not on live district, so I don't say the shard names, but we can talk shard topics, basically. But yeah, a lot of people play on shards. People have played on multiples of them over the years. And the interesting thing for me about a shard, because a new one just launched a couple of weeks ago, everybody's starting over at level 1. And there are thousands of people doing it. So to me, that means that starting over at level 1 on a new live server isn't the problem.
Yeah.
There's something else. And granted, we don't have a new live server right now for people to go log into. The best we have right now is events that they host on Uane. And people seem to short of the Lilith events, where it's basically here you're now realm rank 12 after a day, which is a hell of a catch-up event, don't get me wrong, but it also introduced people AFKing to get RPs because it was quest credit kill for the area once you killed the demon lordess. So that created its own problem. You got all these people AFKing to get a shitload of RPs. And then, like, you look at the shard that just launched a couple of weeks ago, it's Old Frontiers.
Man.
I know, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they've had Old Frontiers events on live. A lot of the shards are seasonal, so they do resets every year. So you get to keep your stats, if you will, but you're starting over, and they gate it based on progression, so that nobody is. You're not logging into a realm rank 14, clobbering a realm rank 1.
Right. Yeah. And to his point, a district brought up, they reset the server every year. So there's
Sometimes every 9 to 12 months.
Your Path of Exile guys will appreciate that as well. Huge player base. Man, I don't know if this is a taboo question, but would Broadsword consider reaching out to the people that are making these shards, these successful shards, and asking them to maybe help out, or some suggestions if they're willing to provide them? Because they're doing something, right?
People have asked the producer that in Discord, and it's not a question that a business can actually answer. So if you think about it from a business perspective, because that's what Broadsword is, can I go ask the guy that stole my car how to fix it? I mean, that's basically what the suggestion is. It's not to say that guy doesn't know anything about the car.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it was a progression game. The recent RP events with no PvE left. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, Volk, I did get to read your notes. I just haven't had the chance to, I've read them twice now, and usually when I want to provide feedback on something, I read it a couple of times over a couple of days and then put my thoughts together. So that's why you haven't seen anything back yet. But yeah, there's no progression left. And we kind of touched on that a little bit earlier about I could literally hand you a brand new level 50 CL15 ML10 tune with the best template that the best template makers make. And then no worries, man. And then you have no fucking idea what you're doing with it. And you lose all of that pride that you get. And I'm not saying it needs to take 6 months to hit level 50. I think the 30-hour mark that it's at right now, if you don't do any of the boost events, is not bad. That's basically 2 to 3 full days of playing, you're level 50. And that's if you don't do any quests at all, because I was bored and timed it.
And progression is a slippery slope too, because at some point there's going to be some gates, some gatekeeping is going to occur. Like, oh well, we've got this elite PvP area that you need to be ranked 10 to get into. So now people scramble, and then I guess if it's only 2-3 hours, then okay, so be it to get there. How do you properly modulate what is appropriate amount of time for I've done okay, here's the main game as it is set, and now here's this and it doesn't have to necessarily be an area. Progression can be a bunch of different things. It could be Morgasi drops a keep in the center of the RVR area, and all 3 realms have to work together to take it down. But that sounds kind of Garrus-like, right? Now there's
people that say nowadays it's Yoa Harris, because most RPs are now doppelganger kills or PvEing empty keeps, is what the BG does. Because there hasn't been a 2-realm or 3-realm Zerg fight in years at this point. I mean, it was really sad over the weekend logging into NF, and outside of when we did the memorial for Open Book, there's 5 people on a realm. And it sucks to say out loud that Mordred had a bigger population before it closed than Uwain does right now.
Well, that was years ago, right?
Yeah. So, and that was a PvP server. Yeah. Me too, Volcom. I love leveling tunes and playing through the battlegrounds, and that's been one of the nice things they did. I'm not sure if you're aware of. With one of the patches they did recently, they made the ability to turn PvP on Uwain per zone.
Oh.
So they had a PvP event on EV not that long ago. People didn't want to play it.
Well, you got a PvE population with the PvP zone turned on. Of course not.
Well, Well, the rest of NF was still open for them to do regular stuff. It was only PvP on the island. And you still had people whining in Discord all day long. Wham, this event. Wham, I don't like it. Like, you can still go PvE keeps. Alves can still go park in the retirement community at Bold. Like, there's nothing stopping that.
And you'll never please everybody. So
No.
that's,
But the three groups that were tearing it up, having fun on EV, were having a blast. It would be nice, and I've said this before, but not to you. I think it would be awesome. Take the labyrinth that nobody uses anymore, make it PvP full time, and just leave it. Velcom, I 100% agree. That's literally what I just said. Turn it on in PvP mode, whether they revamp drops or not. I don't care. That center big place where you poured in at, I can't remember the fucking name of it right now.
Entry zone.
Yeah, that is ideal.
Okay. A lot of grief and potential there.
I mean, with the Nerazange Crossroads.
Yeah.
Thank you, Welcome. But yeah, just being able to log in there, and stealthers going to stealth and do their thing, and casters are going to try to hide out and do their thing, and they're going to be in croc form or whatever, trying to get as tiny as they can, running around. And I think the other thing too we've seen with WoW, with the classic servers, and also with the progression servers, I think it would be interesting to have something where, and I think they could even do this on Uwane today, I just don't know if they thought of it. Create a zone that you opt into at level 1 or even level 10 when you're done with the tutorial, and you go there, and until you leave, that's the only place you can go, and you're limited on what gear you can get and all that, kind of like they do for a Caledonia event, but leave it. Don't turn it off. And let it be a place for people that are newer, because the Realm Rank 14s can't port in there. The people with templates that cost $80 worth of mithril can't go in there. Like, let that have a place to thrive too, and make it more, because part of the problem too with NF, it's huge.
Yep.
And even if we had 100 people on per realm, it's still too big.
It's too big for 100 people. Yeah.
It's still too big for 300 people.
So I'm going to counterpoint because when you have a population, a player base of WoW size, you can afford to shard off player bases to a classic server. I would worry, and I think Broadsword would probably worry perhaps as well, that if they created a classic, that their population would be split, and then that's just less people playing on OG DAoC, and then classic has its time, and then back and forth. The business model that Blizzard dreamed up, and now they're already at freaking. I mean, they're at the zone. They're practically a BFA now for classic. It's they're going super duper fast, and I think they're trying to. It's kind of feeling like a money grab. A little bit, but I mean, Legions was one of the best X packs still.
Well, like, and that's part of where the idea that I had about create a zone that people can go on Uwane, start off there, and cap it at maybe you cap it at level 50, no MLs, no CLs.
Yeah.
Keep it with just what you can craft. If you want to give away some starter gear or whatever, fine. But put them in that fishbowl and let people be smaller. And then you naturally, when you're done, and you click 3 times or whatever and say humming a was, and then you port off to the rest of Uwane, and there you are. They've also had some good events, and I think Welcome's talking
a lot
about
of stuff
like
here.
that. That was great, and that's one of the feedbacks that I've had over the last year or two was consolidate the action. That's, I think, one of the problems with the event that was just recently up is there were 3 different targets in 3 different realms. 15 people aren't going to go chase 3 different realms worth of targets. It's a horse simulator at that point. It's a pretty one, but we all get tired of watching that, and we all get tired of playing that. And I think trying to focus the action, like when they did the Crossroads events, those are really cool because it basically turned the border keeps into where all the action was. And they ruined a bunch of keeps so they didn't have to worry about people just camping in the keep and pouring oil all day and only stealthers crawling in. And that was a cool event. Like I don't know. I don't pretend to think that I've got all the answers, but I am hoping that sometime before this time next year when we hit the big 2-5 that they pull something out of their pants and get people back.
I think Volk makes a good point too. I think the reason that people keep coming back to doing solo, small group, full group is there's a bigger fish, and we need to do what we need to do and get out of town. And to me, that adrenaline spike was it was actually better. Like being able to roll a group, yeah, man, that's great. But like doing it when there's a massive Zerg inbound and getting out successfully, or bombing them and wiping out half of them before you die, like that, man. That was the man. Just give me more, man. That was the best.
Definitely the crack. Yeah. Did you see District's comment?
Oh yeah, later, man. Thanks, dude. Good luck.
Thanks for hanging out with us, man. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah. I mean, it's just England, no big deal. Oh no, sorry, yeah. Next week, tracking on the location we discussed, not England. Thank you. I will be standing by.
Fair. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what originally started off as great intent by Broadsword were things like increasing RP, giving people a chance to catch up. I think they went a little overboard with Lilith with how many RPs they handed out. And now it's almost like a Lilith event's the only thing that's going to draw people to log in because
of the numbers.
Because they can hit Realm Rank 12 in a weekend.
And so I think Volk has it right. Like it's great to get RPs, but the chasing and the like what's actually gonna get people to play and have fun other than my numbers went up. I don't have the answer to that.
Yeah, but I don't either.
The Cali events though kind of did. I think they went the right direction for that because returning player having not logged in for many years and coming back again into Cali, and again the even playing field was, I think, why that for me made me keep coming back and keep logging in.
Yeah. And I mean, you also, even though it's an even playing field, the guys that play all the time, that are always in Discord and know their shit, what they're doing, it doesn't matter that they're starting off at level 10 like everybody else. They're going to dominate. That's just reality, just like it was when you and District were in reverse entry and I used to beg for a group and I wasn't good enough yet. You're like, I love you, man, but get better. Get good.
I feel so bad about that.
Dude, it was reality.
Man.
I had to work 15-hour days.
Yeah, that's also valid. Yeah.
So,
yeah, ruined or tainted your character. Yeah, dude, it's like you entered a god code and man.
Yeah. Well, it's like people ask me why I didn't do one of the events on my Rune Master to get ranked better. And I'm like, because I'm not going to sit there on AFK all day and just collect RP because to me it feels cheap.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. So even though I'm 11L5 now and I've got a third of the kills that your Rooney does, at least I was actively playing it in an event to get that. I wasn't just sitting there AFK in OF while somebody else killed a mob for me.
Yeah, it's a tough thing to do, and I don't know how much resources Broadsword has towards like kind of think tanking that. And I hope that they're relying on the player base and the stuff that you're doing to generate discussion that might like kind of help them out a little bit. I hope that they're not like kind of just leaving it to the players in the community to come up with all the ideas, and with the understanding that I expect that they're not EA Mother EA, where they can just throw money at problems and do whatever.
Yeah.
Like they're probably some.
I mean, they're a privately owned studio that's running Dark Age of Camelot, Ultima Online, and SWTOR on behalf of EA.
Yeah.
So they definitely have their budget problems. But I think one thing that gets brought up in Discord regularly that I would like to get your opinion on that has nothing to do with any of this.
No, sorry, I just was just laughing at what Volk said.
Yeah. Yep, they were AFK behind the tree, and I killed those sons of bitches too. Don't get me wrong.
Is that why that Rooney's number one for the week?
Maybe. But something that has become a topic a few times in Discord. There is this theory that Broadsword has catered to the remaining players so hard that it has turned away the prospect of returning players, because in the effort to keep what subs are left, they have turned the game into a playable state that nobody else wants to come back and long-term pick it up.
That's hard, the maintaining it and all that. I mean,
and so you'll get the people that are very vocal, the vocal minority, if you will, that are absolutely adamant that, no, we're the paying customer. We're the ones that are still here. You need to listen to us. And that's a valid point. But I don't think it's everything.
It's a delicate balance.
If you keep trying to maintain status quo and chase it, and every time you change something, you lose another one, and then you lose another one. That's how you wind up with 15 people in NF.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to play unless there's a Lilith event. And that's a very good point, Bloodcore.
That sounds like experience talking. Players don't know what they want. They don't. We have no idea what we want. And if we get it, dude, full agree.
Yeah.
For Seasons Legacy theme added today. Oh. So again, drawing from other games.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
dude, seasonal tiles would be fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
But see, and that was it's funny, I was actually going to bring up FOMO next. I actually appreciate that there isn't a large amount of fear of missing out with DAoC, because your grind is always going to increase, but you're not going to miss out on, the shiny AK-47 or whatever it is, or, the seasonal events. I think it's a good idea. Titles might be, because that's pure cosmetics, and that's pretty braggy. Yeah.
Well, something else has happened over the years,
something
too.
fresh.
The power creep. I remember when we went to 101 stats and people lost their minds.
Mm-hmm.
It's 127 now.
Oh.
Yeah.
They've done a lot.
Yeah. And
everybody's R14, which means you can spend all the RAs to augment whatever stat you
everybody's
need.
At least realm rank 8 without even trying, which is enough RPs.
Yeah.
I mean, a Rune Master should not have multiple thousands of hit points.
Oh, man. Stop. It make me want to play.
Right? But on the flip side, yeah, your piety cap can go up and you can bust out a comp pot and you can get your QD stat up over 400 easily, not even really thinking about it. I think 423 isn't that hard to hit. So you hit like what you think is a truck, but you're chewing through 5,000-6,000 hit points. So you're not hitting like a truck. You're making chinks in the armor. And
it's a good one too. I mean, gear balancing.
But that's the problem. The power creep of how they did the gear introduced part of the problem. If you can introduce different stat combinations, just like they did with races when they introduced new races and kind of filled niches that weren't quite there without raising the cap. And like, I thought it was cool what they did with introducing like champion levels, but then when they gave you more hit points for your champion levels too, all right, now I just got to kill you longer.
Yeah.
And I think there is something to be said about the classic vibe or even the Caledonia vibe, where that's not an issue for over half the event.
Class player EQ balancing is I wouldn't do it. You're never going to get it right.
Yeah. It's a pretty popular consensus right now that the Dragonsworn era was about the sweet spot for gear. It is something that I read a lot in different chats and stuff. A lot of people seem to feel like, at least a lot of vocal people seem to feel like that was a really good gear time. There was enough variability in things. There was enough cool things, and maybe put cosmetics on that.
Can you have
that added the fifth
separate
slot stat?
equipment profiles?
Not yet.
Like that might be useful, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it would obviously beg the question, like, you'd have to farm, duplicate items, and
Yeah, they don't allow on live anyway. There is no separate spec line saves or equipment profiles. That's on some of the shards, but the shards don't run on the same code base. So just because they're using the same stolen graphics client,
the back end,
all the back end stuff is 100% different and 30 plus years newer. Like, some people have even taken it so far as to say, well, why can't Broadsword just take that stuff?
Hire those guys that made it.
I mean, I can see why they would never hire them, but why wouldn't you take a look at what they did? It's all open source, and see how you can figure out how to squirrel that in. The difference is it's C# versus C++, and that's like oil and water.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that,
and again,
the ideas are sound.
That goes back to DAoC too, right?
Yep.
New players are solo players from the live that go to an E, and a lot of complaints where the fights are so short. Yeah, there's really no thinking. So is it just a bunch of glass cannons blasting each other?
Yep. Which was part of the problem on Classic and part of why it died.
Yeah.
And that, I think, was part of the initial draw.
I think that's why champ levels came about, right?
Well, TOA introduced the first tools to fight against that with Phase Shift and Zephyr and Bodyguard and so on. And so for me, my idea of what Classic would look like, because everybody's got their own ideas about what something should look like, but to me, if you took the existing patch level that we're at today from a balance standpoint, and even from a like master level TOA standpoint, but what we don't need is some of the gear that's been introduced over time that has basically made people with a clue damn near impossible to kill. Between the potions and the procs, and I think that's part of what Welcome's talking about. I'm just reading it now. And then the meta reset. The solo community hates that. I hate it, but it's almost become a meme of people that refuse to fight.
Yeah.
They get the inkling of, I'm going to get under 70% health, and they just take off, and there's nothing you can flip and do about it. Reset, heal up, start over. Like, I can't stand that. Stand there and fight, and if I lose, I lose. But don't run away like a little bitch and then come back over and over and over and over again until all my fucking toys are down.
Man, I don't explain as a rune master how you don't run.
But there's a difference in kiting and literally running away out of clip range.
Oh, yeah. And then popping back up after.
Yeah, even as a busy. That is such a pain in the ass to deal with. And it's not even just sins that do it, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous. I would much rather not have all those getaway tools be a thing and I'm not saying that I want a short fight, but I don't want you, if we are engaged, I don't want you to be able to completely piece the fuck out, especially a 1v1.
So I think you're not knowing what you've been playing, but is it possible that your perspective is kind of biased towards non-stealth players?
I've done both.
Yeah.
Like, stealth is a completely separate mindset. I would...
Like Vanish and all that's like, it's like the kiting of like what we have to do as casters, right?
Yep.
So...
Stealth is its whole own other ball game.
Yeah, I'm not qualified to discuss that.
You're definitely hitting the nail on the head there, Vulcan. People are using charge to run away, not to run in.
What?
Yeah, they're Wilsoning.
It's like retreat fire.
So
holy crap!
Instead of people growing a pair and hitting charge and running in there and trying to fuck you up in the face, they're literally running away using their CL hills or their pots or whatever else they've got.
That is a tactic.
I mean, it's crazy to me that as a rune master, if I've got 30 seconds, I can res somebody with a CL ability.
Yeah.
It still takes a year, but the fact I can do it just blows my mind.
That's good. I like that. Charging away.
Yes. Retreat 5. Welcome. You coined a new one there, brother. I've never read that one before. I'm going to start calling it that from here on out. But yeah, I think probably anyway, RAs probably need another look. Some of the actives are just way too easily abused, especially when everybody and their brother is ROM rank 12 plus, except me, apparently. It still plays.
Get good?
Yeah, I know, right? Story of my life.
Yeah.
I got good on the daddy server.
Dude, you've got you have a life too. Like, and Broadsword can't code our time, code us to have more time to play the game either, you know. And again, without any this is just Mike's perspective, is like we're all old guys now and girls. Life's different than 2001.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm not 21 and single anymore.
Right. 51 single. I mean, that's still not. You know, there's.
You know, you still got them cyber skills. Don't be lying. Mine are old and crusty.
I think it's 11s on the other place. Reduce charge on the other server is a smart idea. Oh, so they reduce the time on charge. Is this a shard thing?
Yeah. Some of the tweaks they made, and a lot of people. There's been some stealth changes as well over there on one of the more popular ones. There's 2 shards right now. One that's more classic and old Frontiers based, where people that are PvE happy are loving life. And then there's another one where honestly, a lot of PvE players are there too, but it's more of a dark age of arena combat a lot, and less straight up RBR. But you don't have to wait long to find a fight.
As much as I would,
what I hear,
as much as that sounds cool, I would be. I guess loyalty is the right word. I'm way too loyal to the game, the spirit of the game, to attempt those shards. Personal opinion, but
I don't play them. I read about them. I'm not gonna lie. I read about them all the time to see what's going on.
Which means they're probably super fun. But
but I'm still like, I love the fact that I can log into the tune that I made sitting in our house in Florida and still play the same damn tune.
Yeah.
I love that I can go to the same places I used to with our buddy that passed away and have those memories.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get that anywhere else. And there's that nostalgia trip, and that's part of why. And they Broadswords admitted, Wayne is never going away. They will never turn it off as long as they are still running the game. So the tunes will always be there. It's where do we go from here to get population back and get more than what can fit in a 15 packs to go to Little Darlings to play.
Hypothetically.
All right.
Still blows my mind that the combat class design team hasn't managed to find meaningful ways to address these types of issues. Man, yeah, I don't know. Like, I think maybe it's a combination of like code limitations or like people limitations that could feasibly affect those changes. And again, speaking out of complete ignorance.
I think Bloodcore kind of hit similar to that earlier when he was talking about don't listen to the players. The devs need to know what to give the players. And like the Kuji patch is something that a lot of people point at, where he was a player that got hired by Broadsword and he came in and he made a lot of changes and shook up the meta, and some people were really pissed off and left, and some people were like it was great that things got shook up and it broke a lot of shit. But
yeah, Blood, I think I stopped around that time too. Sorry, Team. Yeah,
Silence.
Team Silence. Yeah, that's about when I quit. Formally quit. Yeah. Saints Night and Vicom stream. I think the stealth being able to be seen in the group was a badge. Wait, what?
So yeah, stealthers can group together now and see each other since patch 1.21.
It's a change of tactics. Yeah. But it just encourages essentially a stealth surge, right?
It absolutely does. And that's like you saw all...
No shit, Bragg. Hello, dude. Man, I ran with you a lot. And yeah, dude, that's awesome. Holy shit. Man, that's great. Hi. Damn.
Yep. Little did you know Dragon Sound Woodwork was going to bring all these people.
That's so cool, man. Yeah. I did not expect to see anybody but District. That I knew anybody but District here. That's awesome, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries. That's what this is for. With your friends, man.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. That's why they're here.
Yeah. Doesn't know how much despair stealth groups have caused over the... Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, as a caster class, I can empathize and understand that stealthers suck. But yeah. Now, from a stealther perspective, though, so you're rolling solo through a gate, pop one, and they all pin cushion you. Yeah. Especially with hunters. Oh, speak of the devil, and he appears.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a... But to be a coordinated attack like that, where you couldn't even hit vanish or whatever, because like everybody was already keyed into you. That sucks. Yeah.
So I miss the days when the fun that you had as a stealther was playing hide a healer under the bridge. I love being that healer. Mm-hmm. I'd sit down there and do all kinds of silly shit.
Mm-hmm. See, dude, like that, the enthusiasm that we just popped up, like District and Bragg and all that, like all of a sudden, people, like that, you can't code that.
Yeah, archers specifically are basically casters now.
And
better tools.
And they can group with stealthies. And
and they can see each other. It's not just on the map.
With, typical voice, you 3, 2, 1.
Not even combat anymore. It's just
right. Yeah, fish in a barrel.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day when like a duo was so much fun to do in the off hours, and now all a duo is going to do is go kill doppels, and it's just sad. And right, you're 100% right about the community.
Yeah, and Volk, copy on that too. You're usually able to grab one or two before they all took off. Mata.
Yep. It's I think to some extent the game has a sense of nostalgia that people have for when they were younger and had more time to do things and things like that. But I also think it goes to say with where the game was at 15 years ago, there was still a healthy population. We can't just go back in time and shit that out again.
Yeah.
And so we're left to posturing about what can we do as a community. Because, like, if I go look at official DAoC Discord right now, there's over 9,000 people in it. There's more people in the Shard Discords than that. But there's still 9,000 people that are paying attention to the announcements channel of the live game. How do we draw any of those people in? Because if we had 5% of those people log in.
Well, I can draw a conclusion from it. With the shards having code rewrites and everything else, being able to make things better. Like, again, it's DAoC 2.
Yeah.
Repackage the game, reinvent it, resurrect it, whatever you want to call it. That's unfortunately, I think, the only way to really get new blood in.
Yeah,
because even like marketing, there is no marketing for DAoC because.
Look, I don't know what the hell the bot just did to you, man. Hang on.
See a bad boy.
I don't know.
No, man, he said, "Oh, he was typing. You're typing too many words. Too many words. You're very verbose. That must be it.
I don't know. I have to go look at stream.
That's better. IDK. Yes, just type IDK.
Fucking stupid.
And a combat in my D&D earlier this year with the coward, the brave, the tactician, and the terrible. Huh. That's cool, man. Actually, the DAoC lore, if you will, as a background for a D&D campaign sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Man, you could have many campaigns on that in that universe.
Yeah.
I think we're just kind of shooting the shit now here, aren't we?
Pretty much.
Okay. Just saying, like, PvE, I don't see coming back unless they do a ROG system. Yeah, they can drop anywhere from what the Afrits have to TOA or certain mobs in different spots. Yeah, man. It's my understanding you can just buy that shit now, right? With BPs?
And what you can't get with BPs, you can train game time codes for Plat.
Yeah.
And buy it that way.
That is why it's a form of RMT that everybody's so much against. The fact that you can kind of pay to win. That's what we're talking about here. Whether you pay with virtual or in-game, virtual or real currency or your time, I guess that's really what MMOs are about, though. Here's your time.
Yep.
Here's what you get for your time. Yeah.
I have to look at the bot after the stream, man. I don't know what the hell's going on. It seems to not like you a lot, though. Welcome's the only person that's been timed out since I started this shit, and it's happened, I think, every stream. PBE's got to have a point, and I think we saw that for the 20th anniversary when they did those quests to go get the realm-specific mounts so that Alp could ride a lion or whatever, and Mid could get a wolf, and Hip could get a stag. People were tearing it up doing those PvE quests, and they built like super hard old school mobs that you haven't seen in forever because you haven't been to East Zealand to go kill a Tomty in forever. And they've made you go to like 10 different locations throughout the classic and SI zones or whatever. And people were eating it up. People were skipping RVR to go do that to get a mount. Like, I don't know. That was more stuff like that. I guess. I think the other
artifacts need a second proc added. Oh man! So that's a several rounds of balancing.
Well, it would be cool if you could choose your proc. similar to the way that you do today
Oh yeah.
with alchemy. And maybe you make it to where it can't have any proc, but maybe you could make it eligible to where it could have one of 3 procs, and you put that on there. So that way you can't make something stupid OP. But I also don't know.
That's all the raw game he's talking about too. Like maybe add stat variants. It's a plus 11 to 15 instead of a plus 12.
Yep.
But I don't know. Again, ignorant. I don't know if that's codable.
I mean, it probably is, but it's the time. And I think that what could probably be done on a shard in C# that might take a week, might take Broadsword 3 months for one developer to do the same thing with the spaghetti mess that they have to deal with. And then there was also, I was going to touch on this earlier and I got sidetracked. The producer released some notes, I think back in like March. Maybe it was longer ago. I don't know. This year's been crazy for me. But basically, he laid out what he felt like needed to be done to the game before they could launch any kind of like marketing campaign of any kind. And some of those things have happened this year, but not all of them. And so for anybody that works in the IT field, you know that swapping out antique hardware, even if it's virtual, not easy. Takes some time. And we're talking about something that's been sitting around one way or another for 35 years. And they also don't want to lose any data because that would be the end of their reputation. If one character accidentally got snafu'd, it would be somebody's that still plays, and that's just the way luck crumbles. But so this year they modernized all of their hardware. It's been on AWS for years, but it's just been sitting in an EC2 instance on the same one since they moved to AWS X number of years ago.
There's like cost associated, right?
Right.
So.
But Amazon also needs you to get off of legacy stuff so they can decom it. So eventually you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So they moved over to new hardware this year for the servers, which part of what they said that they were trying to test was, can we handle a bigger load now with the fragile state of the spaghetti code or whatever? And so they got that done. And so we're hoping that maybe next time we have a DF or a Labby event, you get more than 2 FPS, because it was an absolute shit show last time. But we haven't had one to check, so we don't know yet. But that got done. And then one of the things that came around shortly thereafter as well was the ability to turn on PvP mode for a specific zone so that they could do different events, which they've done some of that over the last year. That was a solid change. The last patch that went live that I did the patch notes on 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whenever it was basically a quality of life patch. They needed to do that. It was long overdue, but they finally got around to it, like fixing tooltips. Shit's been wrong forever, but they spent the time to go through the stack of notes or whatever it was and fix however it exists in the current spaghetti mess that is DAoC, but they went through and fixed that all. In the patch notes, it's 2 lines. Hey, we fixed some tooltips, but it was probably 6 months of a developer's time to go hunt all that shit down. And so they also implemented it to where /train can work anywhere now, which people have been asking for forever. They need to do some more of that quality of life stuff. And then the producer also touched on the fact that they need to update the UI. They're not worried about the graphics of the game, but they are worried about the UI because it's old as hell.
It is.
And there's not a lot that you can do with it. And especially in today's world, it's just not user-friendly.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if they have plans for that or not. But I know that was on his roadmap of things that needed to be done before they tried a big push to try to attract people. So basically, the community said, hey, Broadsword, what's it going to take for you to be ready to try to help us get more players? And they laid out a map of all these things, and I think they're about 3/4 of the way through the map now. Still got that last quarter to go. We don't know how long that's going to take.
Yeah.
And they don't advertise that, good, bad, or indifferent. That's just the reality we have to put up with. So it's been a lot of impatiently waiting for them to get their shit together and get things into production that have been on their to-do list for a really long time. And because of the way that the cookie crumbles, they just don't explain it. And we've also seen a big request, well, like, we would love for the producer to be more active in Discord and things like that. When he does show up, people shit all over him.
Yeah.
And so I can kind of understand why maybe, even though it sounds nice in a soundbite to make somebody happy, that, yeah, I'll come say hi every week. A producer is not a community manager.
Yeah, and he's like, that's time spent not developing the game. I mean, critiques and feedbacks and comments are super duper important, but I mean, Beeb is the go-to, right? She's a belly button for the community.
Yep.
And she, I expect, has a direct line to the producer.
Very much so.
So, like, you know, it sure is it nice for him to pop up every once in a while and say, hey, I heard your concerns. No kidding. I'm not ignoring you guys. I've heard them. Sorry, it's an American term. I humbly apologize for the belly button comment.
It's a manner of speaking. Yeah. I guarantee you she's heard worse today from less well intended.
It was meant as a compliment and not an insult. So I'll leave it at that.
All right. Let's see.
Oh. Is that all?
No, this is Volcom's ideas.
Oh. Hey, maybe he should be the next guy on then. Honestly.
I mean, he streams too, but yeah.
I mean, so co-stream or do the
thing? Yeah, we could figure something out.
Yeah.
Let's see, stream stuff.
I mean, it at least has been a constructive conversation, I would say.
Absolutely.
Especially for somebody who's ignorant of the game like me now, like all the stuff that you're talking about. I'm like,
she's the goddess queen of DAoC. Get it right. I love that. Yes. Yes, very much so. It was amazing that she hopped into the anniversary stream on Saturday night. I did not expect that at all. We'll do ourselves a favor and pull these up and see how much of it. Yep, we're pulling it up.
It's almost 13,000 characters.
Yep. Yeah, I wasn't going to throw it on the stream just in case you didn't want me to, but yeah, I'm going to go through here again and see if there's anything that pops out.
There's months of stuff. Yeah, it looks like months of stuff, man.
Oh, that's right. You did stream it. I just didn't get to. I didn't get to watch that night because you streamed after I did. I raided your channel and then I had to go put kiddos to bed. Yeah.
So do they have a? Man, this is like an Ian Hazacostas equivalent, like a guy that like does. Essentially, he affects all the changes for the game. This season we're going to do this. This season we're going to do that. We're going to change this up. We're going to add borrowed power. We're going to do this. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Or is the producer, does he do like everything, man? Is he like the one dude who has all of the things and does everything?
But we don't know. They don't really talk through who does what there, outside of the fact that Carol's the CM and Talal is the producer again, and there's a couple of devs that we've met their Discord handles through, and that's about it. They kind of keep that close to the chest, if you will.
Okay.
So,
a few patches ago, some of your changes went through. Nice, dude.
Yeah. Welcome's got the big brain about trying to analyze shit that makes sense.
Yeah.
I like the comp pots cannot be used on classes who use anything higher than cloth armor. I think that makes sense. It's increasing piety. I don't know why anybody else would need it. I know it's a group use pot, but
purges on different timers. So purge 1 through 5, you could do purge 1 through 5. That's a lot of purge. Yeah, that's a lot of purge. It was very overkill, not fun to actually get them. In 3 seconds, yeah.
charge back to full price for hybrids, reduced for light tanks. I don't personally like the idea of reducing the cost of charge if you're talking about the cost of it. I think light tanks should be light tanks. I think they should do more damage than they do even still. But I think they should still be semi-squishy. And a Savage is a great example of something that is not semi-squishy, that's just going to come up and knock the shit out of you, and you're just going to fall over dead. But a Berserker is not going to do that. They're not even anywhere in the same ball field, which to me is insane. You get a two-hand Troll Savage knocking on your door. I remember, Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially when two-handed Savage had not been like nerfed off. Man,
it's still sick as shit.
Two-hand Savage days are so good, man.
It's still sick with all the way things that cookie has crumbled. Yeah. But
I love my Savage, man. That was
come on, Swollen Johnson.
Swollen Johnson. Yeah.
Or should I say Screwneck?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like your notes about Engage being a temporary buff, but the amount of people that don't even know it exists, I don't know how much that matters outside of some 1v1 fights.
Yeah, I guess the balancing pieces you have to consider solo group and Zerg.
Yeah. I think your idea about phase shift applying a negative penalty to the caster is a good one.
The arrogance thing? Yeah, that seemed pretty cool.
I think that I don't know that it should necessarily shit can your health, but it should definitely bankrupt your endo and probably eat half your power. Maybe it takes 30% of your health or something, but I don't know how they would necessarily code that, but I've always thought phase shift was bullshit, that whoever has it just, you're not going to fucking hit them anymore. No, that's...
I think Reagan has a different opinion. Probably.
I played a Scald. I remember. But...
Yeah, throw weapons for warriors. Why not? Absolutely. Spear for a warrior. Ooh. Well, basically dumpster tier. Oh no, dude, really?
Nobody wants to play a Scald since they gave healers the same level speed.
Oh.
each realm now has 2 max speed
And
classes.
I see.
So that in and of itself kind of fucked Scalds out of the group.
That's kind of
It was a symbol of, or a symptom of a population problem that they made worse by giving more classes speed, and they didn't need it. That needs, in my opinion, they should get rid of the second speed class and take it back to the way it was. But yeah, I think warrior having a spear would be cool.
It's just the most vanilla, basic, boring class ever. Was thinking of what could make them compare. Yeah.
Or do one even better and make a brand new weapon line for them that doesn't even exist yet. That's only for a warrior. Make it something totally flippin' stupid that fits the lore.
I mean, warrior, armsman, or I guess for hero, give them all of the weapon types. Let them have whip. Let them have spear. Let them have I
mean, they are a warrior.
Yeah, a master of all arms, right? Armsman. It's in the description of the class name,
Yeah.
Strength based though. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Make a new weapon.
So Spear War, please. Strength based though, no dex. So you would have to deliberately,
It's not, I mean, they make new weapons all the time. Mm-hmm. It's not that flipping
control spear. Yeah, or make it, or name it something else.
It's torpedo.
It's good. Dildo of Justice rarely arrives unlubed.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's actually not a bad, but they could do that. You could use the same concepts and just rename it. Instead of spear, it could be a halberd.
I mean, if a Veil Walker can have a scythe and nobody else can,
yeah, dude, scythe class.
Why can't a warrior have something amazing?
Berserker with 2 size, dude. That's what I want to see. A berserker with 2 size.
The bot really hates you.
Please refrain. Oh, well, he did say something.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did deserve that. Yeah.
Yep. And it only timed you out for 1 second. That's not bad.
But it would take away from the other classes, I suppose, if you did give whip, scythe, and spear to the tank classes.
Yeah.
Yeah, rework styles, absolutely. But Zerk dual wield 2-handed, yes, man. Give him that Fury that WoW Fury Warrior pump. That'd be sweet. Yeah, you were talking about earlier about Zerk not being on par with Savage. Put two-handed weapons in their hands. There you go. Band.
We were at Bell Walker.
How is CC currently? Is it ridiculously obnoxious? Does that need a rework too, overall?
So in my opinion, CC is so easily mitigated that it doesn't really even matter that much anymore if you're not in one of the events where people don't have the mitigation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So that's part of why I really enjoy the early days of Caledonia, is because you can land a mez and it sticks.
Yeah, so it's just a speed bump now.
Yeah.
So people with Det 5 or Purge 5 or whatever, just boop, whatever. Yeah. Okay.
I mean that, and then they've added a few. I think I could be wrong on this. I could be misremembering, but I believe there are more DMES classes in the game now than what there originally were. I could be wrong on that, though. I could be misremembering. But the getting mezzed outside of a Caledonia event doesn't really do anything anymore for very long. It's not long enough to matter unless the people that you're fighting are too drunk to know what the fuck's going on.
Or low realm rank.
Even if they're low realm rank, like with the if you can absorb more hits and then get healed because you're, I don't know. To me, part of that goes into the scope creep or the power creep or whatever you want to call it. I think it's just we've gone too far down the rabbit hole of empowering things to the point that now everything is so powerful that nothing is powerful. And I think if they do a DAoC 2.0 officially or a new server or a something, I hope that what they do is not take things right back down that same rabbit hole, the whole 9 yards all the way. Like I would play a Ywain 2.0 current patch level, change nothing, but I think they could do better than that if they actually tried. I think a lot of people would honestly probably play a brand new server. The next complaint that everybody's going to have is $15 a month is too expensive.
Well, that's their choice, though. You can play your high realm rank dude on OG Wayne or play the new one.
Yeah.
You know? But it does split the population.
Well, there's no population left is the problem. And I hate to say that, but I'm not going to bullshit you about it. But the free version of the game, Endless Conquest, they have said they are looking at revamping it, but it is so limited right now, you can't play with it. It's virtually useless to a new player. It's a good thing for people that have old tunes that had more than 24 hours of slash play on an old tune so they can log in and play something. But if you're a new player or that tune didn't have that much playtime on it, you're limited in races, you're limited in classes. I'm fine with the fact that if you're above Realm Rank 7, you can't spend the points. I don't care about that. And I don't care that it earns XP slower and earns RP slower. But if they would just unlock the classes and the races and also get rid of the 4-month cooldown timer from the time where you're sub-lapsed to when it turns on free-to-play mode, I think those 3 things in and of itself would help bring some people back.
Yeah, because SwordTour does that. There's no timeout.
Yeah.
When you go free-to-play.
I like the Lord of the Rings Online model is very similar from a free-to-play perspective. Yeah. It's not pay to win, but you get a hell of a lot of bonuses for paying. And I think if they took that and just let you log into any class, or even make it to where you had to pay Mithril to unlock a class. Like, let's say I had to pay $10 to unlock the ability to play a tune for free from then on out. I would do that. A lot of people probably would, even if you made it $20. People would probably pay that much to unlock that tune forever with all the other limitations in place, but that's not even in the cards right now.
Well, the game's old enough now where even Minotaur should be like you should get it as a new canon at this point. Like, what's the purpose of getting any unlocks or anything like that? Just unlock everything.
Yeah.
No need to like that Volk was saying. It'll help new players.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're 100% right, Volk, about the website issue. They are actually updating the server infrastructure for the website now. Hopefully that leads to a new website, because the one that's out there now is about 15 years out of date. maybe only 12, somewhere in there. But like the classes that are listed on the website with the specs and stuff, a lot of it's incorrect.
Weekly stats.
Yeah.
So you're talking about bringing back Camelot Herald?
Yeah. I mean, it's still a Camelot Herald. It's just not actually heralding
That's
anything.
a crying shame. That is a
Excedio is where you have to go to. That's why all my links say go to Excedio for this data.
Yeah.
All the info I pulled is off of Excedio because
Is it just raw data?
all Broadsword provides right now is an exposed API endpoint and the ability to search characters and guilds, and that's it. Excedio.
Weekly stats super important. Yes,
Yeah.
full agree.
Excedio once a week updates their charts, which is what I based mine on, referenced it in the sources with whatnot. But the chair planner on Excedio hasn't been updated since 2018, I believe. Shitload of patches since then. There's no official chair plan. It's just /train is it.
Try playing for live, which is terrible. You got to actually log in and look. Oh,
Yep. There is no online. And the one that there is third party and hasn't been updated since 2018.
well, I mean that's another something that maybe they could do.
Yeah.
The Herald going down for good was certainly it wasn't a death knell for the game, but it certainly
took a big hit.
Yeah. You're right, dude. That chase, man, that weekly stats point, man. When on the rare occasion I would pop number one for RPs or kills or whatever, and I wanted to play way more the next week.
That's part of why I have it in this stream, because for the 100 people that have actually watched it, it's bait.
It's cool to have somebody read out your name and your RPs and your kills and all that stuff. I mean,
and again, if I fucked up your name, tell me how to say it, and I'll fix it.
Yeah. Want to be number one solo? Oh yeah, solos especially, man.
Well, that's the other problem. The solo game has gotten cheapened by fuckers using bots.
Like opposing realm bots to just like kill farm, or
like somebody stuck to their ass from the same realm to make their solo kills better.
Oh, an ungrouped bot?
Yeah.
That's just 2 kills for the other guy, right?
Not when the other people that are playing can't kill it. Because you got some people that are like, fuck that, I'm never going to have a bot stuck to me out of principle, even though it's legal as long as you're not macroing it.
I see.
But to me, it's against the spirit to me, it's against the spirit of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't work for Broadsword.
Just like when people started griping about buff bots sitting at
yep.
And
that's why there were no buff bots on the classic servers. But nowadays you don't even really need a buff bot.
Yeah, with almond costs and all that, I thought. Do you get like a mod, like a really, really small better? Is there?
No, you get
it's the same.
You get capped stats with a supremacy potion, and then they have other pots that heal your Indo enough where you perma sprint, or you just get on a horse that's got a 54% saddle on it, and off you go.
Oh, I see what you mean, Volk. Yeah. Hell, they've got CC in a barrel with heals. Yeah. Huh.
But yeah, think about a friar, a cleric, or even a sword behind you on Alb. And you're fighting somebody that's solo, and you're solo too, but you have 2 tunes, you're just screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just that.
And if it's somebody like FYI who is really flipping good at playing 2 tunes, you just don't have a chance.
Mm-hmm. So at that point, you have to small group or something.
With who?
Right.
I mean,
you're right.
It's a population problem.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man, that's fair.
I 100% agree, Volk, with your info about the Beastcraft line being the worst line in the game.
Champs are not fun to fight. I like the generalized. Hey, this is the champions are fun to fight, and here's how it's breaking down,
Yeah.
and here's how it can be fixed. Percent arrows in general are not fun.
If they've got a 40% ASR and a shield, they're fucked.
You guys should. Can you guys do like headless horseman helmets for Halloween? Like as a
Pumpkin
cosmetic
heads.
pumpkin heads, yeah. I got an updated character planner. Yep.
Candy corn sequel hat would be cool.
Especially on a unicorn. Yeah.
I still hate that potions are not player crafted like crazy. And there's the ability to, but there's not. The crafting market is dead. For the love of God, get an updated chair planner. Yes, we covered that already.
RFK. Yeah. AFK RP farm events ever again. I mean, seasonal tiles I think is a good idea though, man. Or something unique to an event. And it could have multiple facets. It could be PV and RBR to get it. Like make it fucking hard to achieve. You know? Just all the sweaty guys can, beat their heads against it for a while.
There has to be something kind of like how there's only a handful of people that farm the shit out of Jack Frost weapons, and don't get me wrong, the tactics have been known for years. And that also means over time the people have figured out how to do it with 4 tunes or 4 people or whatever, but it's still one of the rarest rewards in the game. You have to have something like that is unobtainium for 95% of the people to give somebody something to chase.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really exist outside of the 3 weeks a year that event's up.
Yeah. Dude, I'm going to say, I don't want to interrupt what you're saying there, Volk, but like out of all the conversation we've had today, Trey, with what would get me back, the Midgar gets wolves as mounts now?
Oh, yeah. Already.
Like, kind of want to play. Wolf. I hate to give up my unicorn, but,
You can have both.
Yeah. Yeah. Make, I mean, it could be a race thing too. Race as in a challenge. First 10 to achieve, get, different color, different skin.
Yeah.
And
Well, the last tournament they gave the winners custom cosmetics, but it took 9 months for them to deliver.
oh yeah, small indie company. Yeah.
And so that went over like a lead balloon.
Because of the delay in getting the cosmetics to everybody.
They were not ready. There are some people that still don't have what they were originally promised. And
Still waiting for that bear mount, the exact bear mob from New Frontier or Druid. Oh, you're daydreaming, I expect, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are. The other thing that's weird to me, there are mounts that don't have mount sounds. There are also mounts that sound like a horse that are not a flipping horse.
Yeah.
Like little simple stuff like that. Like, this is not an immersive game, don't get me wrong, but nobody wants to get on a dragon and hear clippity fucking clop.
Yeah. Valid.
I like my broomstick. Don't get me wrong, but like sometimes the design choices, it's like, are you
Solo community is the most promoting player base in DAoC, probably because they're the most vocal.
and stream the most?
Yeah, that tracks. Yeah. Yeah. The streaming and video making.
Yeah, when
Promote the most.
Broadsword is not advertising themselves, that's exactly the only advertisement that we really have outside of Facebook right now. And
Yeah, and that's that you're even saying Facebook as an advertisement medium is unfortunate. Like,
yeah,
that's just going to get more people our age to play, maybe.
yeah, they've got to swap over to TikTok.
Get on that Snapchat, man. Let's go.
You got to snap it. You got to TikTok it.
Yeah.
I can post this clip. I can post a clip of this on TikTok and get more views in 5 minutes than I will on YouTube and Twitch combined in a week.
Yeah, and I mean that's not knowing how their marketing team is or what they're doing. I'm like, it does kind of seem like I don't hear anything about DAoC unless I'm talking to you or one of my buddies in my friend circle that we all used to play. You simply don't see it as an advertisement at all. Does it ever pop up on like put it on GOG or Humble Bundle or anything? I mean, it's free already, but throw it up there.
Nope.
Put it on Steam is free to play.
It was supposed to hit Steam a long time ago, and that got scuttled by reasons. But they haven't refixed. So EA used to have their own game store.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But that's no longer a thing.
Yeah.
So the hurdle got cleared, but that's part of what the producer was talking about is it makes no sense to put DAoC on Steam right now because it's not ready to receive that kind of attention. But the flip side argument is we need players or it's just going to continue to go shit.
The more popular solo videos have some nice videos.
Yeah, the people that have been streaming forever, making videos forever that are known, their YouTubes are doing really well. Something. But yeah. I need a refill. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. This has been absolutely great.
Yeah, thanks for having me,
for hanging out, man. Appreciate the shit out.
This was super fun. It did kind of re-pique my interest in the game a little bit, especially with the wolves. Yeah. Nice, dude. Well done. You got me.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
You guys have a good one. We'll catch you later.
Dude, Briggs, you too, man. It's completely unexpected, as I said. It's a shame we all can't have another couple of E-main runs. Yeah, maybe sometime in the future. We'll see. If you ever want to get back in the game, check out the shards. Sorry, I read that. Whether it's live or shards, DAoC is still fun. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Full agree.
You guys have a good one. We'll catch you later. Thanks for tuning in.
See ya.